Okay. So today we will understand about, how this browser works. What is a runtime environment for whatever we are running this JavaScript. We are going through JavaScript concepts, right? So what is a runtime engine? What are the concepts behind all this? Okay. So we'll be understanding this today. Okay. Fine. Fine. Now, so what happens?
सर एक चीज़ पूछनी थी।
हाँ, पूछो।
सर वो जैसे फंक्शनल प्रोग्रामिंग के जो लॉजिक्स होते हैं जो आगे जाके हम नोड में या रिएक्ट में जो हम लिखेंगे उसके बारे में आप थोड़ा हमें बताएंगे, जिसमें फंक्शन में बहुत सारे पैरामीटर्स होते हैं, फिर फंक्शन के अंदर फंक्शन आर्गुमेंट्स होती हैं, तो इस टाइप का थोड़ा सा कभी कभी कंफ्यूज कर देता है।
ओके, डोंट वरी, वी विल डिस्कस
श्योर
अबाउट
सर,
दैट। ओके,
थैंक यू।
अभी टाइम है, बहुत सारे लॉजिक, many things we have to discuss. Okay, so don't worry about
थैंक
that
यू
thing. Okay,
थैंक यू।
fine. So what we are going to discuss today is like, so what happens basically, we are executing now. We have learned HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, we are going to React library in couple of days. Then we'll be learning Node.js, Express.js. Okay, we'll be exploring the Next.js also. Then after that, we'll be learning other things. Now, let me go here and okay. So now see what this is. This is a browser, right? This is a browser. This is a browser. So on this browser, okay, whenever you open a browser, what happens? Basically, it loads some pages. Where it is getting from the server. Okay. So any browser understands only three technologies. What are they? What are they? Today, it won't be that much interactive, but it will be informative for you people. Okay. Okay. Tell me now, what are the technologies? Three technologies a browser understands. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? Nothing else. Nothing else. Okay. So how it understands? Let's try to understand. So what happens basically on your browser, some runtime environments will be there for JavaScript. For HTML, CSS, there will be parsers. Okay. And let me go and create a fresh one. So pardon me, let me use mouse, otherwise it will be difficult. So I'm going to take a new one, fresh one. It's not allowing me. So what happens? Let's say, for example, this is our browser. We have our browser. This is our browser. Okay. This is your browser. So on your browser, basically three technologies are understood. Okay. What are those? First one is the HTML. To understand this HTML language, okay, there will be parsers. Who are the parsers for this? DOM parser. Yes or no? Document object model. Yes or no? DOM parser. Then for CSS also, it analyzes for CSS. Okay. For CSS also, there will be parsers. Okay. So it is HTML, then CSS, okay, and then model or module. What is model or module?
Sir, I'm talking about uh, DOM.
Okay, it is document object model. Okay, it is document object model. Okay, and next one, the third one is your JavaScript, right? So other things are actually not that much required. How they are parsed and all, you can just learn. Okay, going to W3 schools or MDN, Mozilla Development Network. Okay, so we will be talking today about the JavaScript runtime environment. Okay, so what happens now? If you go to your browser, right click on this, you go to developer mode. How you go? Right click, inspect. So this is the developers mode. You are a developer, you will be dealing with this. Okay, so this one, first one is what? This first one is what? If you open a browser, these are what? This is your DOM elements, document object model. If you are writing an HTML, okay, how it is the DOM tree is formed. How the DOM tree is formed. Okay, this is the HTML is the topmost element. Inside that, head and body are there. Inside body, other things are there. Yes or no? Inside this, other things are there. Now tell me where CSS things we put, where CSS we analyze here, yes or no? This tab, okay, you have style, you have computed layouts, all these things are there, right? Filters, everything is there. You can put here, okay, what are the designs and all, you can analyze, you can on the fly at runtime, you can change something and you can see. Okay, now this is a document object model, yes or no? This is a DOM, this is a DOM, yes or no? So this is DOM. This is document object model. Okay, now this is going to control, this is going to manage parsing for both HTML and CSS. Now what about JavaScript? What about the JavaScript? JavaScript is a bigger chunk. Okay, now first of all tell me, if I am having this is a DOM, document object model, which object represents the same document object model on console? We had already discussed this in the class. Who represents, which object represents the DOM tree, HTML DOM tree on JavaScript? Which is that object? Exactly. Very good, Kamal. So which is that object? Document object, yes or no? Okay, how it is? Let me go and say, for example, this is React new name. Okay, let me go ahead and, for example, I am just having a normal, this is hello HTML, right? This is a hello HTML. Do I have something? Yes. Okay, I'm going in, it is one micro cloud. Okay, okay, I'm going and writing, say, for example, abc.html, abc.html, yes or no? abc.html. I'll go and explore this, reveal on explorer, go and click on this. Now you have not written anything, right? This is a fresh one. You go and inspect, see, automatically HTML head, body, all these things are put. Now that means what? This hierarchy is prepared by whom? The parser, document object model. So if you are not writing anything also, it knows that some boilerplate codes are there, yes or no? If you are writing an HTML, that means automatically what happens? Automatically it knows that you have to start with an HTML, then inside that head and body will be there. Now here you have not, it is an empty one, but what your parser is doing, automatically it is adding this, right? See, HTML head, body, yes or no? Okay, now I am writing something here, I'm writing something here, say hello, hi, hello, hi, bye. What will happen? Where it is going and getting added? Let's see. What do you think? Where it will get added? Where it will get added? Now all the things will be overridden, right? No head, no HTML, no head, no body. Directly it will come hello, hi, bye there. Yes or no? Okay. In the body. Good. In the body. See here. Let's go back. Let's go back. So let me go back to the browser. Refresh. Reload it. See here. Automatically it is getting added to body. That means if you are writing or not, this tags HTML head, body. Yes or no? By default, what happens? This skeleton is prepared by whom? Your DOM, document object model. Okay, DOM tree is prepared by default. There will be a DOM tree prepared where all this HTML, so file new, don't say. Okay, so what it will do? It will automatically create. In some time you'll learn something new, interesting. Okay, trust me. Now HTML is the root element. Inside these two tags will be created. Yes or no? These are the tags. They have attributes also. HTML, then head and body, then head and body. What is this? It is a DOM tree. Head and this one is body. Now whatever you write inside body, you can write what? You can write a div. Now it is nothing is there. It is a text. This is a text. Yes or no? This is a text. I will go here and I will write it inside, say, for example, a div. I'll put it inside a div. Yes or no? I'll put this inside a div. So now what happens? Let's see. This div will be placed where? This div will be placed where? See here. This div is placed inside the body. That means now I am, say, for example, I have put a div, I have put a span. Okay. Hi. Okay. Good evening. Span. Then I am going to put, say, H1. Okay. What is this? So how are you? Are you doing? Yes or no? H1. Okay. So these are the tags. How it is going to be there inside this? It is getting added. See, one by one. Yes or no? Now, see here, the same thing can be represented on JavaScript. The same thing can be represented on JavaScript. Who is the root element? Who represents this entire space? Which is the master or root element in JavaScript? Who represents this entire window? Can you ping me quickly? We have already discussed this. Which represents by default, what is the object which points to current object? This. Which object that is? This points to whom? Window object, right? Window object. So window object. Window. Yes or no? Or this also points to window object. This means this entire object and the JavaScript runtime. This is called a JavaScript runtime environment. So there is a runtime environment for this. Okay, like it is a DOM. Okay, it is DOM. Here it is. This DOM, takes care of all this. Then there is a JavaScript runtime engine. JavaScript runtime. JavaScript runtime engine. Okay, sorry, it is, I can say not engine, environment. JavaScript runtime environment. So inside this, what happens? What it points to? It points to the current object. Who is the current object? Who is the current object? This. This is the window object. This is the window object. Window. This is your window object. So inside JavaScript runtime, if you type this points to whom? This window object only. This points to the window object. Yes or no? Okay. Okay. Fine. Now inside window object, inside window object, this is our window object, right? So let's expand this. Let's expand this. So if you expand this, there is a very important class or object called document. This is called document. Okay, see here. This is document is what? Document is what? Document is one of the attributes, one of the elements of window object, one of the property of window object. Window object is a lot of property, alert, atop, blur, whatever it is, cache, all these things are there. Yes or no? Cancel animation, clear interval, clear timeout. We'll see about clear interval, clear timeout in JavaScript. We are going to, this is a very important thing. Okay, we'll be discussing about close, confirm. I don't have time to teach you all these things, but trust me, this everything is important. Index DB, see here, everything, whatever you want, everything is there in the part of window object. If you understand this, you understood everything in JavaScript. Okay, now in that the most important element is document. Document represents to whom you know. See, document represents to whom you know. See here, location somewhere, DOM string list. Okay, file this, origin this. Okay, then your URL, whatever URL it is. Okay, so it is called document. This document represents the DOM tree. That means this DOM tree is represented on the JavaScript side by which object? Document. So you can directly type document, otherwise you can directly type document, otherwise you can see document. Document. This is an object. Yes or no? Directly you can access it. Otherwise you can say also window dot document. Both are same thing. Both are same thing. If you see this, see here what it is doing. It is representing the DOM tree. That means what is the question? Document dot similar document get element. Yes. Correct. So that means if you see here, this represents window. This represents window. And inside this window reference, this is a window reference, right? Inside this, if I start preparing this object, inside this lot of properties are there. Inside window, this is pointing to whom? This is pointing to this window object. Sorry, this is pointing to this window object. Yes or no? And inside this, a lot of properties are there. Out of them, one is called document. One is called document. And this document represents whom? You know, this document object represents whom? This document represents this guy. That means if you want to get DOM reference inside JavaScript runtime environment, how you are going to get? How you are going to get? Using document object. That means inside this HTML, we are having now, see here, inside this HTML, what and all things you are having? You are having this HTML, head, body, div, span, this one, right? So it is a table structure. Inside this DOM, inside this HTML, how you are having? This is, say, for example, this one is HTML. Inside this head and body, yes or no? It is. I'm writing in short. I'm writing in short. Anyway, we have not gone in depth. Okay, it is head and it is body. Inside this head and body, what and all? Inside body, div span h1 is there. So you have div, then span, then h1 is there. H1 is there. So here div, then span, then h1. Right? Div span and h1 is there. Okay. Now how you are going to get the reference? So you are getting a reference to DOM. Inside DOM, it is there. Yes or no? So they should have some ID. They should have some ID. Otherwise, they should have a name. So see here. See here. Now, how you are going to get this div element? What is there in this content? What is there in this content? Then what you are going to do? You can give them some ID because there may be multiple divs, right? Or get element by class name is also there. So document, see, document represents this. Inside body, I have div span h1. Yes or no? So document, this document object dot. Further, there are getters. There are getters. Get. So many getters. Get animations, get element by ID, get element by class name, get element by name, get element by tag name, get element by namespace. Yes or no? Get root node. Get root node. If you say get root node, yes or no? Document dot get root node. It is going to give you reference to the root node. If you want to get reference to div, then document dot. Now you are not having any ID, right? You are not having any ID for this. So document dot get element by name. You can get element by tag name. If you say tag name, then you have to pass your tag name, right? Yes or no? You have to pass your tag name. I want to get it by div, for example, say div. Yes or no? So it is going to give HTML collection because there is a fair chance that here we are having one, but there may be multiple div elements, right? Yes or no? So it is going to give the collection. See, what is the length? 1. How many divs are there now? Only one element, right? Inside this HTML collection. Okay. Then what it is holding, what value it is holding, what prototype, all these things you can get it. Okay. Otherwise, if you are defining an ID, anyway, we'll be going, don't worry, it is little boring, I can understand. ID equals to, say it is, for example, I will say div1. Okay. Div1. There are multiple divs. Okay, not boring. Thank you. So there are multiple divs. This is one div. Okay. I will have, say, 2 more divs here. Okay. But every div ID is what? Identifier. So this tags, though they are multiple in number, multiple divs are there, but we can discriminate, or they can be distinguished by their identifier. Div1, div2. So for example, this is div2 and this is div3. Yes or no? This is div3. Then how you are going to get their reference? Go here inside document. Now you are having, now if you reload this, go here, reload this. They're having IDs. So I am going to type document here. Document. I'm typing document here now. So inside this, what it is? Document dot. So this document is representing the entire DOM structure, right? This, because this is referring here. Document is referring to here. Now you are going to get one div by that. There are 3 divs now by its ID. Then what you can say? Document dot get element by ID. Now see here, what is the ID here? What and all IDs are there? Div1, div2, div3. Yes or no? So I'll get here div1, for example, or say div3, I want div3. Then, okay, you can put hash. That is, we'll see. Okay, then what it is going to give you, see here, it gave us, yes or no? It gave us which one? Div3 is what? Div3 is this one. Hello, hi, bye. Div3, see, it returned this entire structure. Then what? If you want to say inner text, yes or no? Inner HTML, if you want inner HTML or inner text, see here, you are getting this, what it is having, or inner text, what is inner HTML, what is the value? Yes or no? Here, all are same. Hello, hi, bye, I have copied, I didn't change. By 1, by 2, by 3, you can make. Then you are getting the content or not. So how easy? So JavaScript, how it is getting reference to HTML? Through which one? Through which object? Document object. You had written earlier HTML, CSS, JavaScript, but you have not understood this. Just you are writing a JavaScript function, but you are not understanding why you are writing. Now you got it? Did you get it? How it looks? Good. Okay. So now, next. Now what happens? So anyway, this is, I'm not going to discuss about all this now. So what happens here is, now let me undo all this. Can I undo? This is very tough, not responding. Okay. So in the JavaScript runtime environment, there are components like the major component in JavaScript runtime environment. This is a package. This is a package. Inside this main component is the JavaScript engine. Inside this main component is the JavaScript engine. It is called JavaScript engine. Okay, this is the main component. This is the core or heaviest part of a JavaScript runtime environment. This engine has a capability to do what? To convert the high level language to your browser, which understands the machine level language. Okay, it will be converting this engine. Okay, okay. Now, what are there also? There are something called API stacks. It is actually not a part of this. Okay, but sometime it is a contradictory statement. I will talk about that. API stacks. Okay, it has also queues. We will talk about this. Queues. Okay, so now this is a JavaScript runtime environment. This is a JavaScript runtime environment. Now, when we talk about browser to browser, this runtime environment is actually vendor specific. This JavaScript runtime environment, what? This JavaScript runtime environment, how it interprets, in what processes it parses, what are the components are there, how it works. This changes from browser to browser. It is browser specific or vendor specific. Okay. So for example, for this is which browser? This is Chrome, right? Chrome. So what is the JavaScript engine name? I told you first about what? The first one is runtime environment. The runtime environment. Yes or no? But inside this runtime environment, the core component or heaviest component is JavaScript engine. And this JavaScript engine is actually vendor specific. That means vendor specific means it is a black box for outside world. Okay. And this JavaScript engine is browser to browser. This JavaScript engine internal, although their interpretation, the way they give you output is same, but their implementation, internal implementation or backend implementation are different based on the vendors. Now, for Google Chrome, okay, what is the JavaScript engine name? Someone told V8 engine, right? V8 engine, yes or no? Someone told V8 engine. I am writing a function. fun. Okay, I'm writing a function. Inside this, I am writing say console.log. Okay, hello all. Okay, this is a function. I would have put it, debugger. Debugger. You can run this entire thing. Debugging concept one day I will tell you guys. There are 5 to 6 approaches how to debug. Okay, your JavaScript. We'll talk about that sometime. Okay. Now, I don't know. There are many things to teach, but we are only limiting ourselves so that you can focus on your upcoming frameworks and libraries. Okay, fine. Now, if I'm invoking this function, it went to the debugger. See, now see this tab. Nothing is there, right? Nothing is there. See here. See here what it is creating. Here, see the debugger. Okay, this debugger is creating a task. Okay, in this V8 engine. Okay, it is creating a task. So this is the JavaScript runtime engine. Okay, so this is the V8 engine. Okay, likewise we have this, right? This is what? This is what? Edge. Edge. Yes or no? What is for edge? Okay, we will talk. Don't worry, Sumit. Okay, that I will tell you what it creates. Why? What are these? Okay, don't worry. Now, which is this browser? It is Edge, right? It is Edge, MS browser. Okay, Microsoft browser, correct. Okay, it is Edge now. Earlier it was Internet Explorer, right? Now, for Internet Explorer and Edge also, if you right click and inspect, it is going to provide a JavaScript engine. See here, welcome. This has additional tabs, welcome, element. If you see here, element, console, sources, network, performance, okay, memory, application, security, lighthouse, CSS overview. Yes or no? So here, this is a different engine. See here, its interpretation, its operation, its look and feel are little different here. Okay, what engine this is? What engine this is? What it looks like? This is Chakra. Okay, so different vendors are available in the market. Okay, different vendors are available in the market. Someone is pinging. Chakra. Okay, so what are the JavaScript engines available? Like for Google Chrome. Okay, for Chrome, what is that you told? V8 engine, right? V8. It is the JavaScript engines. JavaScript engines. Okay, for Chrome it is V8 engine. Likewise for Edge, what I told? Chakra, right? Edge also, and earlier Internet Explorer also. It is what? It is Chakra. Chakra. Okay, this is an engine, JavaScript engine. Okay, likewise earlier, who had first time we had introduced this JavaScript? JavaScript was introduced by whom? Netscape, right? Netscape, yes or no? What is Chadwick?
Sir,
It was by Brandon Eich. Brandon Eich.
Chadwick was the developer of JavaScript.
Brandon Eich. Brandon Eich.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So Mozilla. Mozilla is another provider, right? Mozilla. People tell it Firefox. If you are not knowing Mozilla, if you are getting confused, then you can say Firefox. Okay, Firefox. It was by Spider Monkey. Spider Monkey. Spider Monkey was the JavaScript. Is not watch. Spider Monkey is the JavaScript engine. Likewise, Safari is also used. Basically, you would have seen Safari if you are using iPhone and all. Okay, Safari. So in Safari, which is the one? Your core WebKit. Core WebKit. WebKit. People call it also JavaScript core WebKit. JavaScript core WebKit. Okay. Core WebKit. Likewise, different engines are there. Now if you go to Mozilla, this one, what is it? This is V8 engine, right? V8 engine. This was developed in C++. It is internally going to talk to the memory, right? So the native code, the backend code is C++. Okay. Now, okay. And it is very elegant, very fast. Okay. Whenever it is going to debug, it is going to parse and it is going to prepare your abstract syntax tree. What is that? We will talk about that. Okay. Okay. Next. So actually vendor to vendor, this internals of this, how it works. Is it true that this language developed in just 10 days? I'm not very sure. Definitely not 10 days, guys. Okay. But yeah, you can say that marginal contribution or decision making would have been done in 10 days. Okay. I don't know this story. I have not heard this. Okay. Fine. Fine. So let's go and see the internal of this JavaScript. Let's zoom into this JavaScript engine, how it is. So now I'm going to zoom into only JavaScript engine. Okay. We'll talk the internals of it, how it works and all. Okay. So let me go here. So JavaScript engine. This is the JavaScript engine. This is your JavaScript engine. Okay. So now inside the JavaScript engine, what happens? Whenever the code is submitted to the JavaScript engine, first and foremost what happens? Parsing happens. Parsing happens, right? Parsers are there. Okay. Parsers are there. Okay. So that will parse the code. That will parse the code. So what are the major components in this? What is the process we will discuss in next days? Okay. The first one happens is parsing. Okay. Second one is the interpretation. And third one is, it was recently in a decade, recent decade it was added, that is JIT compiler. Okay. Just in time compiler. Okay. So first is parser. Okay. Second one is the interpreter. And third one is the just in time JIT compiler. Now, not only that, now it is AOT has come. AOT, have you heard of AOT? Can someone tell me what is AOT? Can someone tell me what is AOT? Today it will be like this, guys, but at the end something new will be there. Okay. What is AOT? JIT is just in time. AOT is ahead of time. AOT is ahead of time. Okay. So IVY, have you heard of IVY? Okay. No problem. People have to keep updating yourself, guys. Don't depend on just whatever we are going through the sessions here. Have look outside also. Okay. So next one is what? Next one is the memory component for the JavaScript engine. What are the memories are there? What are the major memories are there here? They are heap and stack. Heap memory and stack memory. Heap memory and stack memory. Okay. Now what happens here? What happens here? And so how it is managed, we'll see. Okay. Now the next we are now this particularly this one, whatever I'm explaining, this is for V8 engine only I'm explaining. Okay. V8 engine. Okay. And V8 engine is developed in which language? In which language? C++ language. Okay. C++. Okay. All engine works the same. Kind of, but internally they work little differently. Okay. But yeah, the pipeline of operations are same. Next, the most important component, one more important component is web API. Okay. Web API. In some engine, this web API is a part of the JS engine. Okay. But web API, some of the JavaScript engine, they have kept web API outside. Okay. Web API. This is web API. Web API. Okay. This is web API. Okay. Inside this, there are many things. This web API actually it interfaces with this engine with the outside tasks such as promises. Okay. There are many components in web APIs, promises. Then you have heard of XHR, XML, HTTP. AJAX call, have you heard of? AJAX call. What is AJAX? What is AJAX? Asynchronous JavaScript and XML, right? In network. Okay, good. AJAX calls. Okay, AJAX. Okay, XHR. Then animations. If you have to run an animation, okay, then what it has to do? Your JavaScript engine does not have that capability unless until it is integrated with web APIs. Okay, then any event triggering, especially the DOM events. Okay, DOM event handling, DOM event triggering happens how? For all these requests, actually there will be queues created. Okay, I was telling you in the earlier one, right? In this I was telling you API stack and queues. These are the three major components. Okay, event. Okay, these are the three major components. Now let's go back. Okay, so what are the things? What are the things I told? Web API handles what? Web API handles XHR. Okay, whenever you are going to, because your whatever the applications you are developing here, see here, I am going here, I am writing, say what? For example, GitLab. Okay, I will do what? Flipkart, right? So flipkart.com. Now go here, inspect. See here, this is the network, right? See here, XHR. This is called XML HTTP request. If I am clicking on this, then see network calls. There are many network calls going. We'll be discussing in depth about this in React. Whenever we'll go, we will how we are going to debug it, how we are going to, what is disable cache, what is not throttling, what is fast 3G, slow 3G, all these things we are going to discuss in that. Okay, we'll be doing some testing in that. Okay, it's API call. And in this also how API call happens in React and all we will see. Who, anyone is from earlier batch here? Kamal is there. Who else is there? So we had discussed it, right, Kamal? These things we have discussed, how API call goes, how this network call, how we had tested using delays, events. Yes or no? Good. Okay. So now let's go back. What exactly I was telling? I forgot. Okay. So this thing are handled by whom? These things are integrated. This is additional. In some engines, this is not a part of this XHR call you are doing, right? This is what? This is web APIs. These are web APIs. Somewhere it is part of the JavaScript engine. Somewhere it is not. Okay. Now see here, service worker registration successful. Okay. Anyway, all these things are happening internally. When you are clicking on this, then internally it is calling also some. I refresh it. See here, automatically Flipkart, something web. It is internally, it is calling this. Yes or no? Okay. So now let me go back here. It may look little confusing, but don't worry. Over a period of time, everything will be clear. Then what next? Next is what? Animations. Yes or no? Next what? Events. Which kind of events? Especially the DOM events. Yes or no? Then what? Then also you have promises. How to prepare promises? We will see that. Okay, we will see that. Web API. Now this web API, actually what happens? This will be interacting with whom? Because these tasks are actually, this is a two-way interaction. This is a two-way interaction with your engine, JavaScript engine. This web API talks. Where is the web API? For example, you saw this, right? This network calls and all, they are through web APIs. Yes or no? XHR calls and all. Now, whenever it happens, you can see here when this call went. This is something. This green line, you are able to see that, right? Yes or no? It's a clothing, and it is. I will clear this, and I will go and I will search for something. Say mobiles. See here, something is going right. What are this? This is preparing queues, right? This is preparing queues, event queues, job queues. Yes or no? So all these are prepared by, all these are interacted through whom? So what are the queues? Basically the event queues, job queues, they are managed, they are interacted through what? Web APIs. Web APIs. Yes or no? So these are the queues. So one more component here. I was explaining you earlier, right? This is the queues, right? These queues. Okay, these are the queues. So what queue it is? For example, say event queue. Okay. Likewise, it may have also job queues. So asynchronous calls, it goes. Then promises will be there. Who will be waiting for this queues? Promises. When we will prepare the promise, at that time, what it will go? It will go out of this browser. It will go to the server. Server will be say you are a client now. You are now this application. For example, say Walmart. For example, this is Walmart API. Walmart is deployed where? In US. This is a Walmart application. You are an end user. You are sitting in India. So whenever you are sending a request, how it goes? It will go, for example, say there or somewhere. Your server is somewhere. Say IRCTC. For example, IRCTC server is there in Delhi, and it is in a high availability mode in Bangalore. It will be in Mumbai. It will be in Kolkata. 4 places. So that if one goes down, then that would be an active node. There will be 4 active nodes: Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, and Bangalore. So Bangalore region, the server goes down, the application goes down. Then there are 4 active nodes. Okay, for every active there will be a standby node. So who is a standby for say Bangalore? For Bangalore location, Mumbai is a standby. Then all the requests will be routed to then that standby will work as active for Bangalore region's requests. Okay, so in that case, what happens? This is one IP, this is a client IP, and this is a server IP. So from here, when it goes through this network call, it goes through web APIs. Okay, fine. Now let's go back where I think more theories will. It is going to confuse you people. Okay. Now what happens? Basically? How this internally works? These are few of the components, right? These are the components of a JavaScript engine. But how internally it works? Okay. So let's go back. Let's go in. So I'm going to new. Okay. Now, whenever you submit a JavaScript code, this is your code. Okay. Then when you submit a code, then what happens? This is submitted to the parser. So for example, it is a JS code, JavaScript code. When you submit this code, it is at first hand, it is taken by whom? It is taken by the parser. It will be taken by the parser, JavaScript parser. Okay. This will be taken by the parser. Okay. This will be taken by the parser. Now, what happened? Someone has pinged. In last, please tell us difference between single thread, multi-thread. Anyway, we'll be going there. Don't worry. We'll be going there only. Okay. I'll explain you. Don't worry. Okay. Everything is there for you people. Okay. Now, again, this parser also vendor to vendor, this parsing mechanism, this process is different. Okay. This process is different. Then after parser parses this, there are some processes called tokenizer. It will prepare tokens for everything. Okay. Then it will be preparing an edit. It is going to prepare AST. That is abstract syntax tree. It will prepare an AST. I will show you on browser also live how an AST looks like. AST. It is called abstract syntax tree. Abstract syntax tree. Okay. So parser is going to prepare an abstract syntax tree so that everything is in a tree structure. A graph can be also maintained as a tree. Okay. A graph. So everything like, linked list and all. What is the best data structure? What is the best data structure to organize the data so that you can, sorting, searching, everything will be easier. Can you tell me which is the best data structure? What and all data structures you know? Array data structure, right? Then maps, key value pair. Anyway, I don't know like how much you are good at data structure. I am planning to also take 18 to 20 sessions of data structure, a complementary thing for you people. Whoever are interested, they can explore, they can. Okay, but that is not a part of this syllabus, but it will go in parallel. Welcome. Okay, abstract syntax tree. Okay, so abstract syntax tree, once it is prepared, that means it is a tree. Like your DOM tree is there, like abstract syntax tree, it is going to, this code will be, that is called lexical operations will happen. Okay, and it is going to prepare what? Abstract syntax tree. Then it will be submitted to whom? This is going to be submitted to whom? This is going to be submitted to an interpreter. An interpreter. Interpreter. Okay, it's called interpreter. Interpreter. Okay, now interpreter again, the vendor to vendor different names are there. Interpreter different names are there, vendor to vendor. Okay, likewise for Chrome JavaScript engine interpreter. Its name is, I believe, Ignition or something. Interpreter name. Okay, V8 engine. This is V8 engine. Okay, so what JavaScript interpreter does Chrome use? Name of the interpreter present in JavaScript engine. Okay, JavaScript interpreter and JIT are originally derived from KJS, whatever it is. Okay, is V8 engine? No. I believe its name is Ignition. Ignition interpreter. See, in 2016, the Ignition interpreter was added to V8 with a design goal of, okay. So Ignition reduces the memory of each Chrome tab by around 5%. Anyway, so this is Ignition. Okay, what is the interpreter name of V8 engine? Its name is Ignition. Its name is Ignition. Ignition. Okay, and then after interpreter does what? Interprets line by line. Yes or no? And it basically does what? It prepares bytecode. It prepares the bytecode out of it. It prepares the, these are the theoretical thing, guys, but I don't know today how much we are going to cover it. Byte. I don't want to go in depth, but still you should have some basic idea. Either interpreter will convert this to bytecode. But what happens? Interesting. Okay. So bytecode. In between something, earlier this was the workflow, and bytecode will be finally, it will be transformed to what? Machine code. Bytecode, it will be assembly code. What is the difference between bytecode and assembly code? Anyone? Machine code. This is otherwise called also assembly code. Assembly language, anyone has learned assembly language? Move, you have studied microprocessor. Move register, yes or no? Move AX, BX, CP, add AX, BX. Do you remember such kind of, have you heard this kind of things? No, right? Okay. No, okay, not a problem. So this is machine code. But after this just-in-time compiler, where is the just-in-time compiler I was talking about? JIT compiler. See, parser, finally interpreter is there. Okay, it is coming to interpreter, from parser to interpreter. This is, what is that? We will see. AST, what is abstract syntax tree? We will talk about that. It comes to interpreter, and interpreter is coming to machine code. This is the ultimate goal, machine code. It is going to interact with direct memories. Yes or no? Then this memory things will come. This guy, machine code, assembly code, is directly going to talk to CPU registers. And your Then heap area, stack area here will come. This is going to deal with your memory. But in between, one more component is there, that is called just-in-time compiler. Just-in-time compiler does what? It is another parallel component to interpreter. It is another parallel component to interpreter, that is called just-in-time, JIT compiler. And just-in-time compiler is for V8. For V8 engine, just-in compiler is Turbofan. Its name is Turbofan. Okay. Turbofan is the compiler. It is the name of the compiler which is used in V8. Okay, Turbofan. Okay, what is the job of just-in-time compiler? It's a parallel thing, some parallel operations which can be done without, like when interpreter is converting something to byte code, at that time some of the parallel processing, like for example, say you are writing something a plus b, so where a equals to 5, where b equals to 10. Okay, something is there. Okay, at that time something which are independent out of this, say console.log hello all, or some messages, or some log messages, all these things can be actually, they are independent of this, like it can go through parallelly just in time. That means whenever it is getting loaded, interpreter does what? Interpreter interprets line by line. There are two things, one is compiler, another one is interpreter. Yes or no? One is compiler, another one is interpreter. Now see here, this is a compiler, just in time compiler. This is the interpreter. So what it does, it parallelly compiles some of the things and it is directly going to convert it to machine code. Okay, so it offloads basically the interpreter's task here. Okay, in C languages, what you used to understand, that first compilation will happen, all plus F9 you used to do, right? Then it will create an intermediate file, .obj file. Then after that, then you say what? Execute, control F9. Then at that time, it will create a .exe file, executable file, by linking .dll file, other files, linking libraries, other things it will take, and config.sys, io.sys it will take, and it will generate a .exe. That you are learning, right? So here it is interpreter. So just in time compiler takes some of the, if it offloads interpreter task, it will parallelly compile something whenever, and like interpreter is converting to bytecode, directly it will convert them to machine. This is the work. Okay, fine. It is theories, guys, so nothing much in this. But here parser has some important concepts. Parser actually, parser has, there are two things. One is it prepares the tokens, okay, so which are like, it has actually, this parser parses, first one is syntax parsing. Okay, whether the syntax is correct or not, it will parse one phase. Okay, another one is it will prepare the tokens. It is going to prepare tokens. It is called tokenizing. Anyway, I'm not going to tell much about this. You people, just I'm telling so that you people understand there are something called this. You can go ahead and you can explore more by yourself. Okay, fine. Now this is, you are talking about which engine? This is the V8 engine. Yes or no? This is on Google Chrome. V8. Okay. Now let's try to understand something on browser. Okay. Let's try to understand something on browser. Okay. For example, okay, let me go here. This is our console. Okay. When I am creating a variable, for example, var x equals to 100. Yes or no? Then var y equals to 200. Someone is asking something. Token is this, whatever generated after log. That is Sagar, that is different token. That is different. JWT tokens. That is not a part of parsing. You are talking about JSON web token. JSON web token is something, it is a third party thing which will be Actually, it will convert using your what encryption mechanism. Either it will use MD5 or what happens basically. What you are asking is, let me just tell you. I don't want to divert, but so basically what happens, your application. Earlier, what used to happen, we used to do what? We used to have our web application here. This is our web application. This is the login page. In this username, password you will give. Username and password you will give. And you will say login. Then that will go to where? The browser. Browser will take it and it will talk to the database. There will be a database. Inside this, your in a table, username, password will be there. Then it will check whatever the username and password you have given, that is correct or not. If it is correct, then what it will do? It will send the home page, otherwise it will say login field. But then process changed because there are many concepts called SQL injection and all started happening. SQL injection, what is SQL injection? You might have heard of SQL injection and all. So it was not that secure. So for that, what they did, this authentication authorization, they took somewhere completely out of this box. Your application, this is inside a gateway, this is inside the server. Then they did what? They took third-party libraries. Structure query language. Okay. Well, anyway, we have a lot of way to go. Okay. Don't worry.
SQL means structure query language.
That is fine. That is fine. I was talking about injection, SQL injection. That is one kind of vulnerability. Okay. That is a security threat. तो आप SQL का फुल फॉर्म नहीं बोल रहा हूं मैं आपको, इसमें इंजेक्शन बोल के कॉन्सेप्ट है जिसके वजह से like you are writing query but it will simulate, it will be true for everything. Okay, they will put some logical end and they will put some condition as true, like short circuit. हाँ
सर, ये SQL इंजेक्शंस वगैरह, ये इनसे बचने का भी कोई हम सिक्योरिटी के लिए
है XPath injection, SQL injection. Okay, X queries, there are many things. This is not right time to discuss all this. Okay, you just, if you allow me to talk, I will talk and you will listen. Unless until you are getting bored, you will learn a lot of things. But that is theoretical thing. Forget about it as of now. So what happened now? They started putting this third-party authentication authorization. So they started calling it. It is called AA, authentication and authorization. So here they started using, assertion text, SAML assertion text, SAML. Okay, just you asked, that's why I'm telling you, it is not a part of this SAML assertion. Then you are having JWT, right? JSON Web Token. Yes or no? Then there are different other tokens also. Okay, so then you would have also heard about, Active Directory, Active IDs, Kerberos, Spinigo, all these things you've heard of. Okay, forget about this. So this is SAML assertion text. It will generate if that is username, password are true, it will go to other database. Then they started using cache. Okay, this is a cache. It is outside this. It is also security, like outside of this box it will be. So application, unless until they what, they come out of the first phase, that means their identity is not verified, the username password is not verified, they will not be allowed inside the application. Cache. Then now cache is also replaced with key clock. Key clock is a recent concept, which is also, there are many, basically this Red Hat, your Wildfly, JBoss, all this, they are using key clock. Okay, so whatever, anyway, you will ask me, I will tell a lot of things and you will get confused. Let's come out. Anybody's understanding out of this whatever I'm telling, or just I'm blabbering? Okay, leave, this is not a part of this, let's ignore. Okay, understanding, good. At least you can, later you watch these videos and at least Google for those words, you will be able to understand what are those things. Okay, anyway, this is getting recorded, right? So you can just Google that words, you will be learning a lot of things about that. These are the some of the key hints. Okay, so where we were exactly? Okay, we have declared var x, var y. Okay, okay. Now what I'm telling, I will tell, for example, I am having also a function my fun. Okay, function my fun. Okay, inside this what I am doing, I am passing, say, for example, a comma b, and I will say console.log here a plus b. Okay, and here I will say sum is. Here I will say sum is a plus b. This is, we have a function also. All these are getting created where? Can you tell me? This variable, this function will be created where? Can you ping me where they are getting created? If you are declaring directly var x, where they are getting created? Under whom? Window, right? Window object. Yes or no? They are getting created under window object. Still confusion is there. So what happens basically? In this, we just missed out one important thing, that is execution context. I am going there phase by phase. First we discussed all these things in high level, okay. Then we'll be now understanding this thing in execution context. I believe, otherwise let's do one thing. Let's park it here and tomorrow we'll continue. What do you say? If more theory it will be boring. So tomorrow we'll understand execution context, then we will go to next, prototyping. Yeah, I do understand, but a lot of theories today. Okay. We will understand tomorrow what? We'll understand execution context, how it works, how heap stack works internally. Okay. How it creates, what is single threaded, why it is called single threaded model. Okay. Okay. And then we'll directly jump into prototyping. Now onwards,
All right.
revise what are the things we have done, because now onwards it will be completely high level things. One more class only will be lightweight, that is when you will be understanding OOP concept. After that we will understand, all advanced things. Okay, what is function currying, what is then throttling, all these things will start understanding there. Okay, so just go through, revise what and all things are there. Will not look back. See you tomorrow then. Bye and good night.